Yetta, did you know that our cells listen to everything we say and do?
I do, because I get these pop-ups in my phone and I get these things that tell me what I need to do next almost. Just for my cell phone.
Yes.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the Decker team.
But that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay, well, I guess that's what we're going to learn in a minute, that our cells listen to our thoughts. And yet we're excited that we're with you for another episode of Life's Inside Track. I'm Yetta Decker.
And I'm Ken Decker.
And where we get to share techniques, thoughts, tools, truths, and even some fascinating little insights, where we get to turn our house into home, where our families thrive, and we live the best life possible.
Yeah, so like my cell phone does listen to me, and it knows what I'm doing, and it predicts what I'm going to do. It's a little
Freaky.
scary, a little freaky. Like
yeah.
I get out of the car and it says your car's parked here, and then when I get back into my car, it could be 2 hours later, 6 hours later, the screen pops up and it says 15 minutes to such and such destination. I go, how does it know I want to go home now?
Because it's used to your pattern of behavior.
Yeah.
So our cell phones are, in fact, listening to us pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
Smartphones, technology, it's gotten out of control.
Have you ever had that where we have a conversation about maybe buying a hot tub?
Yep.
And then like tomorrow when you're going through your Facebook or something, you see hot tub ads and they pop up on your email server.
Yep. That happened when we were going to buy the, what do you call that, pool spa or whatever.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's because you've searched it, but sometimes you just talk about it and it shows up.
Right.
That's a little scary.
It really is.
Now what's even scarier is your cells in your body.
Yep.
Yes. They listen to your thoughts. You don't even have to speak it out, and they listen to your thoughts.
It grabs everything. And little did I know that we have over 3 trillion cells in our body. And they're all responding to something that's going on, even if sometimes it's only our thoughts, not just our actions or our behaviors, but our actual, they're picking up what you're laying down.
How do they measure that?
I have no idea.
The only way I think of is like they could cut a little chunk off of you and count how many cells in that, weigh how much it weighs, and then multiply that by your weight or something.
We digress. We absolutely
Because
digress.
I just see somebody trying to count all the cells.
Okay.
I know. I digress. Not we. I digress.
Yeah. Well, we're in this together, so therefore it's we. And so with those cells, they're constantly, the pop-ups are even greater than with our cell phones.
Yeah, because they listen to our thoughts. And it's interesting because your cells and your thought can be out of alignment temporarily, but they don't stay out of alignment. One or the other will cause one to move. So if you're physically tired, your brain may come tired. Or if your brain is tired, it will tell your cells to be tired. And how do you fix that? If your brain says your body's tired, get your cells into motion, get into action, get moving, and your energy level will come up and your brain activity will increase and not be tired anymore. It's kind of like they don't stay out of sync.
Right, because if they stay out of sync, well, when they're out of sync, I think you're also prone for confusion. Like if you ever, I know this happens to me way too often, I shouldn't probably admit this out loud, where I want to do 2 different things at the same time. I'm in conflict with myself. So I'm feeling tired, so I want to go have a nap.
Right.
But what I know I ought to be doing is creating another Life's Inside Track episode, or calling a client, or doing something that is on my list of what I get to get done today.
Yeah, I see it in you all the time where you go, oh, I really don't have energy. What do you want to do? And then the phone rings or text comes on and it's a client that needs to speak to you. And you'll talk to them and your energy just goes way up through the roof because you're so present on them and serving them that you forget about
what I'm
what
feeling.
your body was telling you.
Right, and
Yeah.
so the cells come into alignment with the thing that I'm willing to take. So again, it comes back to the action. When I take action on it, because if they hadn't called, I still would have walked around moping and saying I'm too tired to function, too tired to think, too tired to create, too tired, just too tired. And then you're right, the minute there is a demand, and it's not even the phone that rings anymore most of the time, it's just a quick text message. But if I happen to look at it and see the text message, and I see who's calling or texting, and I'd like to connect with them, somehow the energy shows up.
Materializes,
Right, so the
It's just-
cells come into alignment with the desired thing.
Because your thought is, this is going to be a great call. I want this call.
Right, or I want this conversation. Right,
Yeah.
I want to engage with this person because I like them.
Yeah, and it's the same thing, I don't know about you, but sometimes if I want to go swimming or go to the gym, I don't feel like it. But once I get there and I work out for a half an hour or an hour, I feel great. So what is that?
It's us fighting against our very selves.
Wow.
And so how will you choose, now that you have this extra little bit of knowledge? And I did a fair bit of research to prepare for this episode because it was one of those ones that popped out of nowhere or out of divine space into me that I thought, oh, this whole play on cell phones and cells in our body, that's just so awesome and delicious that we have to talk about it. So I started Googling and researching and learning a little bit more because I didn't know we had over 3 trillion cells. And as we did that, it just realized how little we really do know. Even science, even what they talked about has changed over the last few years. It continues to change. So if you have some insight that you could share with us, we would love that. Like this whole conversation, all our conversations are meant to be interactive. Monologues, not dialogues, not monologues. That's the way it goes. Dialogues. And the only way you can do that is you can email us or you can send us a text or you can call us so that we can have the conversation. So what I'm going to ask you to do is share, what do you know? What do you experience about your cells? And how do you get them back into alignment with what you really want versus what's coming up for you?
Yeah. And one of the things that, you hear about it, we've experienced it. You hear, folklore about someone that wills themselves to death in a train car that they think is refrigerated and it's not. And they had lots of oxygen, but they come out dead. And I can't prove or disprove that folklore. But you hear multiple times where somebody who is sickly hangs on for a special event, to see someone special, to see a baby born, to see someone graduate, and then very quickly after that, kind of the will to live disappears, and they will themselves to die.
Right, and we weren't going to share this, but I guess I will. My grandma, when I was 16, I went to Denmark to visit her, and she said when I got into the country, I'm not going to eat anything, I'm going to be alive when you get here, but I can't eat till you get here, I'm too excited. And I did get there, we had a great time together, and very shortly thereafter, she passed away. But she had a determination. So we can will ourselves to a certain degree, and it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, so the mind and body are deeply connected. So be careful what you think. We're grateful for being partners on this journey with you of real estate and life exponential.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the